Hello, this is the dimensional analysis part of the introductory unit notes. So dimensional analysis, that's a skill that we're going to use quite a bit, so you're going to get a lot of practice with this. And you've probably used this a little bit already, as in if you've done mole conversions, like maybe last year in school, you've seen this a little bit, okay? But when we do dimensional analysis, it's a process of converting from one unit to another. To do this process, we use equivalent statements that relate the two units, and equivalent statements are just things that are equal to each other. So like 60 seconds is equal to a minute. It's the same amount of time, it's just expressed in a different set of units. And then we want to derive the appropriate unit factor by looking at the direction of the required change. As in, we want to look at, well, what do we want to cancel? As in, what's given? That's what we want to, those are the units that we want to cancel. And what kind of units are we looking for? What units do we want at the end? And then once it's set up, you multiply the quantity to be converted by the unit factor to give the quantity with the desired units. And I'll show you a couple of examples of what that looks like. And then another thing I just want to stress, in doing chemistry problems, you should always include the units for the quantities used. If you were to show just numbers and you don't show how you change from one unit to another, you won't be given credit for that work. So you want to make sure you're always showing the units as you go. So here's a couple of examples. The first one, we want to calculate the number of centimeters in 6.15 feet. So you would be starting with the 6.15 feet. You would put that out in front. And then you want to think, well, what equivalents can I use? So you might not know how many centimeters are in a foot, but you do know that 12 inches are in a foot. So you could use that as an equivalence and set that up as a conversion factor, so feet cancel and you find inches. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. And then you can look up, if you're not sure how many centimeters are in an inch, you could look that up. So some of the equivalents will be given in the problems. On a test, they'll be given, but there might be some assignments where you might have to do a Google search to determine an equivalence and use it as a conversion factor. All right, and then the second example, a pitch is thrown at 95.5 miles per hour, and we want to convert that into meters per second. So the second example shows a rate. A rate is something per unit time. So in this case, we're starting off with miles per hour, and we want to convert that to meters per second. So there's really two conversions that have to happen. We have to change miles into meters, and you have to change hours into seconds. And this is what that process looks like. So this is this setup. So I'm going back to this first example now. You're given 6.15 feet, so that is what you're going to put at the beginning of the conversion. And then we know that 12 inches is equal to a foot. So you set up the equivalents so that the units cancel. We're starting with feet. So we want feet or foot on the bottom of the first conversion, so we're converting 2 inches. You want to think of this. When you set up a conversion factor, it's always what you desire, what you're looking for, over what you start with. So what you're looking for over what you start with. So feet would cancel. And then we know there's 2.54 centimeters in an inch. You could look that up if you didn't know that already. And then we set it up so inches cancel. So now we have centimeters. And then when you have the desired units, then the rest is just calculator work. So you'd multiply 6.15 times 12 times 2.54. The ones on the bottom you don't worry about. You always multiply by the numbers on top, divide by the numbers on the bottom. And in terms of unit, it's always like a diagonal relationship. Whatever you have here goes on the bottom, whatever you have here goes on the bottom, so that the units cancel out, and whatever is left on the top of your last conversion factor is the units for the answer. And our answer here is 187. So you just got done doing significant figures. When you set up conversions, you don't want the conversion factors to limit the number of sig figs in the answer. So another way to look at that is however many sig figs you have in your starting number, so 6.15, that has 3, However many sig figs you have in your starting number, that's how many you want in your answer. So again, 6.15 feet has 3 significant figures. 187 has 3 significant figures, so those match up. It ended up being 187 point something something something, so you just round that off to 187. Don't have equivalents, or don't have conversion factors that will limit your number of sig figs. The 12 inches in 1 foot, those are exact numbers, so that's an infinite number of sig figs, so they will not limit your answer. And 2.54, this is also considered an exact number, so it's not going to limit the number of sig figs in your answer. Okay, so that's one example. The next one, now we have the baseball being thrown 95.5 miles per hour. All right, so this one it's a little bit different because it's a rate. So a rate is something per unit time, in this case miles per hour. So we want to change miles per hour into meters per second. So we have to make 2 conversions. We have to change the units of time, and we also have to change the units of distance. It doesn't matter the order in which you go, but you have to change both of those in this line of conversions. So I started off by changing hours into seconds. So I have 1 hour on the bottom right here, and whenever we say miles per hour, it means you're dividing by hours. So hours will be on the bottom of this ratio right here that you're starting with. And then we convert hours into minutes and minutes into seconds. So we have hours that will cancel out, you have minutes that will cancel out, and now you have seconds on the bottom of our conversions, and that's the unit of time that we want in our answer. To convert miles into kilometers, I Googled and it said it was 1.609 something kilometers is equal to 1 mile. So considering that I have 3 significant figures in my starting number, I want to have 3 significant figures in my conversion factor, so I rounded that off to 1.61. Speaking of sig figs, these are exact numbers, so they're not going to limit your answer. Same thing with the meters and kilometers. There's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. We set it up so the kilometers cancel. And now the only units that are left, you would have meters over seconds, and that's the units of our answer. So we would start with a 95.5, you'd multiply times 1.61 times 1,000, you would divide by 60 and divide by 60, and you would round it off to 3 sig figs, and you get 42.7 meters per second. And that's dimensional analysis. There's also an optional video which will show some more examples that I posted in Schoology, so you can go ahead and watch that too. But otherwise, that's it. Have a great day.